I mean, just having a really good support group. I mean, coolest bunch of dudes.
If you're patient and persistent, you usually get what you want.
We've really come into our own, like, I guess, trying to found our sound.
Everything I do, I want it to be interpreted how you want to interpret it. I want to see what you're thinking when you see it.
It's just going to keep growing and changing, which is cool. Let it see where it goes.
We were taking an amateur's approach before this past couple years, just really trying to get our name out there. But now it is balls to the wall. There's foot on the gas, we're going.
A lot of it really is how well do you mesh together? How well can y'all create a product together?
If everybody's not committed to it, you're never going to get anywhere. If everyone doesn't have the mindset of like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, instead of just being like, it's just a hobby, you know. If you don't have the passion to dedicate to the art, then you might as well just go do something else.
The DIY, I do love it. I think it's something that it's mainly just daunting, just because it is somewhat uncharted territory to where it's, anything new can be a little scary.
I guess I just kind of always understood that something like this, if you want it, it's not just going to get handed to you, especially metal in general, because it's not very easily marketed here.
It's not like, back in the day, somebody happens to have, a scout sitting in a bar and then they get signed on to a record deal and they're able to get pushed, promoted. They just get to be the artist.
It's always kind of knew that if you're going to do something, all these bands look a certain way, they act a certain way, they do a certain thing. And I understand that, yeah, it's like everyone's doing the same thing. Well, they're doing the same thing because it fucking works.
Now everyone's having to learn how to understand what an algorithm is and understanding what kind of content to make.
There's a reason, and people call it selling out. I'm not selling out. I'm not changing what I'm doing and what I like to appease people. This is what I like. This is what I want to do.
I think it's just really trying to knock on the right doors, get out, because there's so many talented bands in the game, and it's kind of, you got to let your personality and your individuality stand out.
Poe the band, for example, they're having a bunch of great opportunities come their way. Band we shared a stage with not too long ago, Fight From Within, they have almost exploded within the past month. That just comes with preparation of how to market that product to the masses.
It's not always the easiest to plan for 5 people to meet up to go record new music or to take time off to go shoot a music video when we're all working 40 plus hours a week. That's definitely the hardest thing to try to figure out.
Budget.
This is the realest interview you're gonna get.
Am I wrong? People cost money. Gear costs money. Getting places costs money.
No, connections is a big part key. And social media. Big hurdles.
When we were recording Isolation, we went up to record that off of money that we had made from streams on Spotify, Apple Music, and everything. So that was mind-blowing to me to be like, dude, we're coming up here and not paying for it out of pocket. This is all coming from people listening to our music. That's wild. To being like, oh, hey, we're gonna go spend a weekend in the woods and pay a couple grand to shoot a music video, and we're only paying like $200 out of pocket. Just having fun with some good friends, making music, and then it paying to do other things and continuing to grow from itself is super cool to me.
I mean, it's definitely a very useful tool. We also like to go the very cinematic route. And a lot of the music videos I wouldn't necessarily say have a lot to do with like with Venom Witch. The story that we came up with doesn't necessarily have a lot to do with the lyrics themselves, but it just kind of leaves a whole new window for interpretation open.
Something like Venom Witch, there's no meaning for it. It's a story. We just wrote a fun story, put some stuff together, it sounds cool, and just made a story out of it.
That was the first song that I had fully written front to back that I was able to release. This was big for me because this was the first song I had written where this was my idea, this is all me. And then, getting to release it and then see it do the numbers that it's doing right now is really cool.
When this band started, it was just me,
That guy.
Johnny, and Ian.
We have a mutual friend.
And she invited us to one of their shows. A super crazy coincidence, actually, because they didn't have a drummer for that show. I had like 2 days to learn the songs, and I did not learn them perfectly, but they were good enough.
Boys reached out to me. We kind of collided on TikTok to be honest with you. So once they did that, working with these guys, I mean, just huge hearts, incredibly talented, and very driven. So it's one of those, it's impacted it to where it's no matter how, rough personal life can get, it's this project keeps me optimistic. It keeps my head above water. So working with these guys has been absolutely incredible, and I'm excited to see how far we can take this thing.
Working with these other four, it is the easiest time ever. We don't say no. So that helps a lot.
Now that we have a full band with Josh and Danny, I feel like we're starting to finally figure out what sound we're kind of going for.
The new stuff, I'm leaving a lot of interpretation to the other guys.
We're getting different points of experience. We're also just maturing in our writing. I feel like I'm really able to more collectively work together on the tracks rather than have one designated songwriter.
Like, I like mixing a lot of genres. I kind of grew up with a lot of different genres, so I like to pick and choose elements that, just kind of like you wouldn't choose at first, but you find like a cool way to like make it work.
Moving forward, I think we're really going to start being able to spread our wings and really start seeing what sounds really work for us, or honestly, if we're able to keep a consistent smattering just to write what we love to write what's fun for us to, while keeping it still consistent to where, oh, that's Spiritless.
I feel like that's like one of our strengths is we will make what we want to hear.
I feel like we're actually just growing into what we should be doing. We're finally figuring out where we want to be, what we want to do, what we want to sound like. I want this to be my job. I want this to be what I do day in and day out. I mean, hell, it's 3 a.m. and we're sitting here doing this. He was like, we're gonna have to do this together because we only have one brain cell right now.
When he asked, did I sound high? I was like, I'm gonna. Be prepared, because I'm gonna.
Are we rolling? Is this
Sorry. Yes, we are rolling.
I'm sorry.
Are we
Serious.
Keep dying, bro. Oh no.
Oh, this is gonna be a long one.
What was the question? I haven't asked one yet.
I was about to say, have we asked one yet? Yeah, I don't want to do this.
So we won't start with the serious ones.
We couldn't start with a serious one
So-
if we tried.
I'm crying. Alright, fucking take 38.
Alright. I was like, yeah. Yeah, I'll audition. I don't know why I just turned into McConaughey for a second.
Bro, the great. The greatest fucking stories I've ever heard in my goddamn life.
Yo, why am I Matthew McConaughey right now?
You can just see like the gears halt.
It really did. The next sentence was processing, but I couldn't get it out quick enough. Like I was like,
Where can people vote to put you on Warped Tour?
at www.
He's like, link please.
ernieball.com/battle of the bands search Spiritless.
Is that right?
Is that right?
Let me tell you, it's probably not far off.
All right, you look it up.
Right? It'd get you there. 3 clicks or less.
I asked him where to vote, and he said, well, I do know where, but I wouldn't start from here.
If this is right, I'm jumping off a cliff.
I'm seeing how far off I was.
They're pretty far off. I just typed in what you said.
Yeah, but it can't be that far off, right?
Battleofthebands.com. All right, clip this. Battleofthebands.com.
Spiritless, look us up. Do it.